Hello everyone. Okay, I'm going to show you how I make chicken corn soup. So here is what you're going to need. You're going to need some black pepper. I have some salt, parsley, the Better Than Bouillon chicken, a little bit of sugar. I have 2 boxes of chicken stock, a little bit of butter we're going to use. I'm going to put some noodles. I go back and forth between using noodles or making, they're called rivels, which you do with flour and egg. Last time I made chicken corn soup, I did ribbles. This time I'm just going to do noodles. And we're going to need some potatoes. I prefer to use these potatoes and I just leave them whole because I make a big batch and I end up freezing it. And I find that, when I would cut like the regular potatoes into hunks, when you freeze it, they pretty much just disintegrate once you get it out of the freezer. So to thaw out. So I'm just going to, what I've been doing the past couple times I make it is I just use these potatoes, the small ones, and I just add them whole. I have 2 onions here. Of course, we're going to need a whole chicken. I have some celery and some carrots. So what I'm going to do first is get all of this off the stove. I'm going to open up the chicken, rinse it off, get it into my big pot. Into that pot, I'm going to rinse off some celery. I'm going to keep some of it for the soup later on, and the rest I'm going to just cut in big chunks and throw it into the pan to make the broth. Also carrots, some people put carrots directly in their chicken corn soup. I do not, but I'm going to wash some of these off and just probably cut them in half, throw them in with the water and the chicken while it's boiling and cooking, and then I will strain them out when I'm done. Same with the onion. I'm going to keep probably the biggest onion for the soup itself. The other onion I'm just going to cut into really big hunks, throw it in the water with the juice, and we're going to just make that with, it'll just make the broth, enhance the broth a bit. So once I get all of this started, get the chicken into the pan, get all this stuff washed off and cut, I will be back to show you the next steps. And I did it again. So as I was getting everything off the stove, I forgot one of the most important parts of the soup, which is the corn. So I got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 6 bags of the white sweet corn. I prefer to use sweet corn and I prefer the white. If they ever don't have it, I'll use the yellow, but I just prefer the taste of the white sweet corn. So I do have 6 bags of frozen white sweet corn as well. Okay, I got my chicken in the pot with water, and I just threw one of the onions in there, the carrots and the celery, 1 big heaping spoon of the Better Than Bouillon. We're gonna put that in here, and we're just gonna cook it until the chicken is done. I'm gonna put the lid on it. So you want to make sure the chicken is at least 165 degrees. The back of the package said 180 degrees. So more than likely I will be doing the 180 because I always cook it longer than I want it to be done, so I get a little paranoid. So yeah, then once this is done, I'm just going to strain out these vegetables because we will not need them. Just trying to get all that chicken base off of there, and Sebastian's going to say hi. All right, so we're going to let this cook until the chicken is done, and then I'll be back to show you what we do next. Okay, my chicken is done. So now I'm gonna get the chicken out, put it onto a plate, let it cool a little bit, take the skin off, take the meat off, and then I'm going to strain the broth, and I'm gonna get rid of the carrot, celery, and onion because I already diced up what we're gonna use for the soup. Okay, I got my chicken out, I strained it, and I put black pepper in the pan and about 5 twists of the Himalayan pink salt. I washed off some potatoes. I'm going to go ahead and put those in carefully. And I'm going to put all of the celery. This was 2 cups of celery. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to put, see if I can do this with one hand. We're gonna put another big heaping spoon of the Better Than bouillon, the chicken base. And we're gonna add our 2 boxes of chicken stock. If you have to add a little water, you can. If I have to add a little bit more, I will. But right now, this looks good. And I did turn the heat back up to 8. So I'm just gonna leave this cook maybe 20 minutes or so. Then I'll add the onion. But I'm gonna work on getting all the meat off of the chicken, and I'll be back to show you what's next. Okay, now we're gonna add our diced onion. And I'm working on my last chicken breast now, or the last side of the breast. Removing the meat from the bone, so I'm almost there. I'll show you what we do next. Okay, the onions have been cooking for about 15 minutes, so now we're gonna put our chicken in. And I'm just gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to open all the corn, turn off the heat, put the corn into the soup, turn the heat off, put the lid on, and I'm just gonna let it. I do not put any egg in my chicken corn soup. If you want to, you can. And then after about 30 minutes, I'm gonna add the noodles, and this is all while the heat's off. Right now I have the heat on. Just gonna let it cook for a little bit with the chicken added back in, and I will show you what we do next. Okay, I turned the heat off, and I did go ahead and taste it. It did not need any salt. It did not need any more pepper. I did add another spoonful, not a heaping, but a spoonful of the chicken base. So now we're just gonna add our bags of corn. I have 6 bags. And then I'm just gonna leave this in the pan for maybe 30 minutes or so with the heat off, because the pan is already super hot and you don't want your corn to get all yucky. Sorry, it's steaming up my phone. Okay, so after about, ooh, that looks good. After about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I will go ahead and add the noodles, again with the heat off, and then add parsley, and then it will be ready. I'll show you what I do next. And I forgot to mention, I do go ahead and place the lid back on it. I'll be back once it's time to add the noodles. Okay, it is time to add our noodles. This is an 8-ounce bag of noodles. I'm gonna put the whole 8-ounce bag in. I'm gonna give it another stir. Oh, I cannot wait to even eat this. So just give it a stir. We're gonna put the lid back on, and the heat is still off. This pan is super hot. So once it is done, I will show you what it looks like. And our final touch is the parsley. If you have fresh parsley, you can use fresh parsley. All right, I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes, and then I will get it into a bowl and we'll give it a taste. Okay, my chicken corn soup is done. And I do put some oyster crackers in, but before I put the crackers in, yum. It's gonna be hot. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without burning my mouth. Homemade chicken corn soup. And it's awesome for leftovers too. Very good. Delicious. 10 thumbs up. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the next one.